Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Uh, Dirt track, oval racing, a little something different. As you're watching here, I'm the car in very last place. It's the kind of clear-looking body car. That's me. So went to a new place. It is Hoosiers RC Hobbyplex in New Albany, Indiana, not far from the carpet track. So going there, had to figure some things out. What I wanted to race. Went ahead and said, let's do late models. So this is slash or short course late model class, and just didn't have the body. Just got the body that day, and struggled quite a bit. Had to really figure out. There's quite a bit of banking on this track. Had my car set up in more of a carpet setup, so didn't quite have all the basically, all the traction I needed where I needed it. In the carpet, on the carpet, you don't want a lot of body roll, and here, wow, all the way up. I struggling with the control. Again, at this point, this is feature race of the first time I went to Hoosiers RC Hobbyplex. And this is only, the third race. I spent 2 hours setting the car up. I had to switch motors from a different chassis, all that kind of stuff, and struggled quite a bit. I actually found out then the next time I went that my controller, my transmitter was not hooked up correctly to the ESC, and didn't have the power I needed. But yeah, set up with a lot of shims inside my shocks, which didn't allow for a lot of travel. That just caused some traction issues, which didn't allow for a lot of body roll. Here, you want a whole lot more body roll than you do on the carpet. There's also a lot of banking. I would call this more of like a clay track. It is well packed. There's not a lot of loose dirt, a lot of stick, a lot of rubber down, and a lot of traction on this track. But you can still see, cars are kind of sliding through the corners, and that's what you want. A little more dirt track, late model, esque. Really having that like the real world. So, but struggled. I ended up 6th out of 7, only 7 cars this time on the race and in the feature. Ended up 6th because of a dropout, but struggled with control. This is only race number 3 or weekend number 3 of ever racing, so just getting a good feel for things as I learn another track. And I know some people will be like, man, stay at the same track, really learn it, get a good feel for it. And I think there's a lot to say to that. At the same time, I guess that's just not who I am. I want to learn a lot of different things at one time. Yeah, I'm just not a real patient person, right? That's why the show's called Too Many Hobbies. I like to be involved in everything. As I got into a rhythm, I could put a line together. Now, on this race, I was so much slower than everybody. I was running 7.5 high 7-second laps, and they're running, low 7s to low 7s was a slow lap for them, right? Working, 6.9s and 6.6s. So they're quite a bit ahead of me in that case. So trying to stay out of their way. But here you can see, like, when I'm by myself, I can put a line decently together, except for that example running over the corners there. But if they came up on me, I kind of lost my focus. There, I could put a good high bank line together. Here, not a bad, back in through the middle of this turn. Again, on the high side, not the best line, but it was where I could be to put the laps together as I worked through it. Okay, so back at the track. This is March 7th, Sunday. They race ovals on Sundays. They actually have a off-road track just right next to it. They run on Saturdays. So first heat, this is heat number 2, but first heat I had put together some decent laps. Ended up 7th out of a total of 14, and they took the top 6 to straight on into the feature, no B main. But you can see I got a little anxious and lost some control here, so had to roll, got up on the high side, rolled again. You know, if I'm by myself again, I can put a lap together, but just got overly anxious. Here we go, mayhem, beating and banging, lose control, spin out on what the loosest part of the area there, and I think the next corner we beat and bang again. Completely my fault. Yep, here we go. And because of that, I end up breaking a shock top, and you can see the body's rubbing, shock top's broke, out of heat number 2. So that stinks. That messes me up. Obviously didn't qualify 6th, not going on to the feature direct. So I end up 9th, qualifying 9th here in the B main. And again, just at the beginning, I just struggle getting some consistency. Again, my fault. And this, I really hate this because I feel like being new to this, I'm not as good as a driver, and I feel like I take out other people, and that irks me because I know that beats and bangs on their car. It's, may break parts on their car, and it drives me nuts. So that's probably why I get so anxious around other cars, is I don't want to hit them, and I don't want to put them in that position and take them out of running. So when I'm by myself, I can put some lines together. Got the shock top fixed. Obviously, that's why we're back here in the B main. This, I got the better setup here. I rear end somebody, and that makes me so mad. So that I did that. But anyways, here in this is back on the 7th. Like I said, I got the ESC to my transmitter. It's right. We're putting out the power we need to put out. I got some shocks set up better, so I've got more of a droop in that left rear. So there's more of the roll, but it keeps the traction and the tires down on the pavement with the bigger banking, and you can get through the turns and through the corners and keep that acceleration going. As I got more in a rhythm, I started to again put laps together, and probably went from last to there. I messed myself up, but again, I was next to a car, trying not to hurt them, and I end up hurting them because I get out of control. But like I said, I think I was all the way down to last here, right? So we had 14. I think there was a few dropouts here before the B main, so we didn't have everybody back here. But started 9th in the B main, and I think I worked my way back up to 10th, I think. 9th or 10th by the end of this. At the end, I started putting laps together and actually passing some guys and getting some of my laps back even to get back up through the field. But I hate, and I know I'm newer, and maybe that's, folks accept that. I hate that I don't want to damage their equipment, but I end up doing that because I guess I get so anxious not to do it that I do it, and it messes me and them up. So that's never good. Being a bit of a perfectionist, I don't want that for myself or for anybody. So I want to get better. I want to get better and drive better. So work to do there. Much work to do. But again, a little more consistency. If I can get into a rhythm, I seem to do well, or do much better. The challenge is early on, when we're kind of all in that pack, is to be able to get into that rhythm. So just got to work through those kind of things. And maybe it's, like other racers say, hey, be patient at the beginning. It's not the last lap. be patient early, let things play out and get through that. So might be something I need to really think about doing. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. We're going to have more content like this coming. I hope this is something you enjoy. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Trying to push for 1,000 subscribers, hoping to see that. So if you got folks, if you're watching, you're not subscribed, please do. Trying to see if I can get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of July. I appreciate you watching. Remember, whatever your hobby is, I hope you get time to enjoy it.